Hey everyone, welcome back to The Explainer. So today we are unpacking a really massive collision. What happens when one of the most hyped tech launches of the entire year just smashes head-on into a massive crisis of user trust? We're talking, of course, about Anthropic's Fable 5. This was supposed to be the moment for Anthropic. Their own product team was out there saying Fable 5 delivers frontier performance, like 10 to 20 points above Opus 4.8 in key evaluations. It was supposed to be the moment regular users finally got their hands on this mythos-level intelligence. Huge leaps in coding, complex logic, you name it. But almost the second it launched, the narrative just completely flipped on them.
Yeah, instead of everyone raving about how unbelievably smart Fable 5 is, the launch rapidly morphed into what the AI community is calling one of the strangest AI controversies of the year. And here's the kicker. The problem wasn't that Fable 5 was weak. Not at all. It's that the model felt so locked down, so aggressively filtered, and so heavily watched that users seriously started wondering, am I even talking to the groundbreaking AI they just advertised? It's wild. What was supposed to be this pure celebration of capability turned into this bizarre, really gripping mystery about user trust and hidden rules.
Okay, Part 1, the Fable 5 controversy and overzealous guardrails. Let's jump right into the immediate tension that surfaced between Fable 5's massive capabilities and its hyper-vigilant safety systems.
So, Anthropic actually warned users beforehand. They said, our safety classifier is going to catch some harmless requests, estimating it would hit less than 5% of sessions on average. And honestly, on paper, 5% sounds completely fine, right? Like, no big deal. But here is where the math catches up with reality. Claude has an estimated 18 to 30 million users worldwide. Now think about that. When you're operating at a scale of 18 million people, even a tiny percentage getting blocked or downgraded creates an absolute avalanche of noise. And that is exactly what happened. The internet was just flooded with this tidal wave of bug reports, screenshots, and angry complaints.
And these complaints, they weren't just about little glitches. We're talking about bizarre false positives that were driving everyday users crazy. Take Mike Famulari, for instance. He's a principal research scientist at the Gates Foundation's Global Health Division. He reported that the model's safety classifier was triggering a refusal on the very first turn of almost every session. In one case, literally all he typed was the word hello. I mean, if a frontier AI model panics because you said hi, you kind of instantly lose confidence in the whole thing, right? Another user showed Fable 5 completely refusing to help edit a security architect's resume. But the most alarming one has to be from Daria Unitmaz, an immunologist, who noticed the word cancer was being flagged as a biosecurity threat. Let that sink in. Cancer is arguably the most critical research topic in life sciences. When your safety filter treats normal, everyday scientific research like a biological threat, the tool is practically useless for the exact professionals who need it the most.
Which brings us to Part 2, the invisible degradation controversy. So we're shifting from those annoying false positives to a much bigger, much more hidden climax, buried way deep on page 319 of Fable 5's system card. This is the core of the invisible degradation controversy. Deep in that system card, we're talking page 319, under a section on cutting-edge AI development. Anthropic outlined some interventions. They mention prompt modification, steering vectors, and parameter-efficient fine-tuning, or PEFT for short. Okay, so what does that actually mean in plain English? It means if you asked Fable 5 about highly advanced topics, things like frontier-scale pre-training pipelines, distributed training infrastructure, or ML chip design, Anthropic could quietly throttle the model. They could actively make the model less capable, less helpful, and honestly just less smart in those specific areas, entirely without telling the user it was happening.
And the psychological difference here is absolutely massive. Think about it. When a model visibly refuses a prompt, or if it openly falls back to an older model like Opus 4.8, you get a notification. Sure, it's annoying, but it's transparent. You know exactly what the model did. But with invisible degradation, there's zero notice, nothing. The user just gets a subpar, weakened response. They have absolutely no way of knowing if Fable 5 just naturally messed up a hard task, or if Anthropic deliberately sabotaged the answer behind the scenes. And, that creates this massive, really uncomfortable void in trust.
Moving on to Part 3, backlash and secret sabotage. So naturally, this trust void triggered a massive, fierce reaction from AI developers who felt like their relationship with Anthropic was just fundamentally broken.
Thomas Claiborne over at the Register made this incredibly sharp comparison. He stated that prompt modification without notice is, quote, functionally similar to a man-in-the-middle attack. I mean, just think about how serious that language is for a second. He is literally comparing Anthropic's safety mechanism to a cyber attack happening inside their own product. If you type a prompt and the system secretly alters how the model handles it, you're not dealing with a transparent tool anymore. Developer Clay Merritt totally echoed this feeling, complaining that Fable 5 was silently sabotaging answers with this purposeful degradation that was completely invisible to the end user.
And prominent open model researcher Nathan Lambert was one of the loudest critics here. He called this whole behavior anti-science, anti-progress, and anti-safety. His point is actually pretty profound. Genuine scientific progress and AI safety research absolutely rely on independent scientists having access to study these advanced systems. If a top lab like Anthropic uses the best unrestricted model for their own frontier work, but then secretly pulls the ladder up and weakens access for everyone else, well, power just becomes more and more concentrated. Even a former Anthropic employee, Behnam Nisashuber, pointed out that concentrating these capabilities actually slows down technological progress for humanity as a whole.
Now, we have to look at how Anthropic defended this, because they did have an argument. They argued that these safeguards were incredibly narrow. Based on their usage data, this invisible classifier only triggered on about 0.05% of tasks. That's a tiny, tiny fraction of organizations. Their main goal here was preventing foreign adversaries from using Claude to optimize chips or eroding the edge that the US and its allies have in frontier tech. They were genuinely trying to stop dangerous acceleration. But here's the thing. For the users, that absolute number just didn't matter. It was the principle that outraged them. Users and businesses simply demand to know if a model is genuinely struggling with a question or if it's being deliberately throttled by hidden rules.
All right, part 4, the open source alternative. All of this intense backlash provided the absolute perfect pivot for the open source community to champion a totally different approach to AI.
This whole situation really highlights the core debate in tech right now. On one side, you've got closed models. And as researchers noted, closed models don't just hide their weights, they can hide their behavior with these invisible throttles and steering layers. But on the flip side, you have open source models, things like NVIDIA's newly released Neutron 3 Ultra or models from Llama and DeepSeek. With open models, you get testable transparency. You might still have safety concerns, sure, but you can run the model locally. You can inspect it, you can fine-tune it, all without that lingering anxiety that a private company might just secretly change the rules of the game overnight. Honestly, Anthropic accidentally gave open-source supporters their strongest talking point yet. If you can't see how a model works, you can't fully know when you're being limited.
Finally, part 5, the impossible AI triangle. So where does all of this actually leave us? Let's take a look at Anthropic's eventual response to the community.
Well, Anthropic listened, and they issued a major walkback. In a statement to the Register, they flat-out admitted they made the safeguards too stringent and apologized for making the wrong trade-off between hidden and visible guardrails. They realized that a hidden safeguard, even if it's harder for bad actors to bypass, just completely breaks user trust. So they changed the policy. Now, if your request about frontier LLM development gets flagged, it will visibly fall back to Opus 4/8. You get a notification, and you actually get a reason for the refusal. Basically, they opted to sacrifice a hidden, narrow safety net in favor of a wider, fully transparent one.
And that brings us to the fundamental dilemma of modern AI development, the impossible triangle. Right now, companies are stuck trying to perfectly balance these 3 points: capability, safety, and trust. Look, Fable 5 clearly has world-class capability, no question, and Anthropic is trying incredibly hard to enforce safety to prevent real-world misuse. But by leaning just a little too far into hidden safety, they severely damage that third point, trust. It's like a giant puzzle. It shows us that as these models get smarter, balancing a highly capable, incredibly safe, and completely trusted AI is just fundamentally difficult. If you lock it down too much, regular users are blocked. Make the safeguards invisible, and researchers accuse you of outright sabotage.
The Fable 5 launch proved that the next generation of AI isn't just about how smart a model is. It's about how transparent its limitations are. Users will absolutely push back when control happens behind the curtain. Which leaves us with this provocative question to ponder. As we move forward into this wild new frontier of intelligence, when an AI gives you an answer, how will you know if you're getting its true capability or a quietly weakened version? The future of AI relies entirely on companies answering that question with total transparency. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and definitely keep questioning the technology you use.